Okay, so we're all familiar with that feeling, right? You're moving house, boxes everywhere, tape sticking to everything. And honestly, who even has the brain space to think about anything official in that moment?
Absolutely.
But we're going to talk about one of those official things today because it really can save you some trouble and probably some money
Yeah.
when you're moving in the UK. Canceling your council tax.
Yes, very important.
And actually, we have to thank the experts at ProTax Accountant for helping us put this all together today.
Yeah,
They're a really well-known accounting firm in the UK, so many of our listeners will probably already be familiar with them.
for sure.
And they've helped us put together all the essential facts so that we can figure out how to navigate this part of moving, which honestly I think a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, definitely. Moving is such a busy time anyway. You
Hmm.
really don't want to be caught out by any unnecessary bills.
Hmm.
So yeah, think of this as your quick guide to making sure that your council tax is one less thing to worry about when you're going through that big upheaval of moving.
Totally. So, okay, you're in the middle of moving day. Chaos all around you. Removal vans blocking the street. Why is it so important to stop and take the time to actually cancel that council tax on your old place?
So council tax is a local charge. Essentially what it does is it pays for those really important local services in your area.
Right.
So things like bin collections, local schools, even the fire service.
Okay.
And the amount that you pay is linked to the valuation band of your property.
Got it.
And these bands range from A to H in England and then A to I in Wales. It's all based on what the property was worth, but actually quite a while ago now. But the really key thing here is that your responsibility to pay this tax, it's tied to whether you're actually living at the property or not. So the second you move out for good,
Yeah.
you're not liable for that tax anymore.
But I mean, the council doesn't have some magic way of knowing that you've moved out right.
Exactly. You
Got
have
it.
to tell them. Otherwise, you could end up in this really annoying situation. You could be paying council tax on a place you don't even live in anymore, on top of the bill for your new address.
Ouch, double the bills.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. So when should people be thinking about getting in touch with the council to let them know they're moving and to cancel? Like what point in the whole moving process?
I would say around a month before you think you're going to be moving. That's a good time to get in touch with them. Or if you're buying or selling, as soon as you have that completion date fixed, that's the time to reach out.
Okay.
Getting it all sorted early will help you avoid any overlap in the charges.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I think that actually leads quite nicely into the next question. What is the process like?
Uh-huh.
Is it all really complicated? Do we have to fill out tons of forms? Is it phone calls back and forth? What's it like?
It can change a little bit from council to council. But the good news is a lot of them now have this really convenient way to let them know. You just go online through their website.
Oh.
You can usually find a whole section dedicated to moving house.
Easy.
Some might still want you to email them or fill out a paper form.
Right.
And take it to their office. So it's always best to just double check on your local council's website, see what they prefer.
Yeah, good tip. Always go local. Check the source.
Yeah.
So when you are letting them know, what information do you have to give them so they can cancel everything for you?
There's kind of a standard list that they'll need. It's things like your full name, obviously, and a contact number,
Ah,
a full postcode for both your old and your new address,
okay.
and that council tax account number that's connected to the property that you're leaving. You'll also need to tell them the exact date that you're moving out. And if you were renting, they'll want the official end date of your tenancy agreement.
Got it.
It can be helpful as well to let them know whether the property was furnished or unfurnished, and maybe the dates that you actually moved your stuff. If you're buying or selling, they might ask for some details about your solicitor. And if you were renting, they'll want the name and address of your landlord or letting agent.
Okay, so there's a bit of information to give them, but it doesn't sound too unreasonable. So once you've given them all that,
Yeah.
what do they actually do to cancel everything on their side?
So if you're moving within the same council area, they might just update your existing account with your new information. But if you're moving to a new local authority, then you're basically closing your account with the old council, and you have to register as a new council taxpayer with the new council.
Right, okay.
And this is really important. Don't just cancel your direct debit with your bank before you've even spoken to the council,
Oh, right.
because they need to work out how much you owe up to the day you move out.
Okay.
And if you cancel too early, it can cause all sorts of payment issues. You might even end up with some penalties.
Right.
So the old council, they'll send you one final bill. And that will cover your council tax up to and including the day that you actually moved out.
And what about setting up the council tax at the new place?
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So once you're all settled in your new home, one of the first things you need to do is register for council tax with that new local council.
Yeah?
And like before they'll assess the property and send you a new council tax bill based on its valuation band, it's a really good idea to double check the band that they give you.
Okay.
You can usually do that online. And if you think it's wrong, you can get in touch with the council and you might even be able to challenge it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really key to get this sorted quickly because the council tax charges for your new home, they start from the day you move in.
So we've talked about like the ideal scenario,
Uh-huh.
but things don't always go perfectly. What are some of the things that could go wrong?
Yeah.
And what happens about refunds if you overpay?
Yeah, so there's always that chance that you'll get bills for both places.
Right.
If the council doesn't know that you've moved, and that can be a bit of a pain, you get these demands for payment from both your old and a new address. But if that happens, just contact the council you've moved out of. Explain what's happened, give them proof of when you moved, and you could also be due a refund if you overpaid at your old place.
Okay.
Like, let's say you paid annually and moved halfway through the year.
Uh-huh.
You'll get that money back. Or if your account's in credit after they've worked out your final bill, you're owed that money. Make sure you chase the council so they actually send you that refund.
So let's say someone's listening to this and they're moving in a month.
Yeah.
What sort of time frame are we looking at here for everything?
Right.
Like notifying the councils, getting the final bill, setting up the new account, the whole process.
So filling out those online forms or making that phone call, that first step can take like 10 minutes.
Right.
But all the admin stuff, like the council updating their systems, working out your final bill, any refunds, and setting up the new account that could take a bit longer, I think a month is reasonable to expect. But every council works a bit differently and they might have different workloads. So get in touch with your council as soon as you know your moving date. They'll be able to give you a more specific idea.
Cool. So we've covered a lot. Is there one key takeaway that you really want people to remember from all this?
It's pretty simple, really. Just tell both councils as soon as you can. Tell your old council when you're leaving and your new council when you're arriving.
Yeah.
Don't let it get lost in the chaos of moving.
And it's worth just double checking everything right. That final bill from the old council, make sure the dates and the amounts are all correct, and check that council tax band on your new property.
Yeah, definitely. If you spend a little bit of time checking all those details now, it'll save you so much hassle later on.
And for anyone who's listening to all this and wants a bit more information or some advice that's specifically tailored to their situation when they're moving house and dealing with council tax, the experts at ProTax Accountant are there to help. They have tons of experience and can give you guidance that's specific to your needs.
Moving can feel so complicated, but sorting out your council tax doesn't have to be. ProTax Accountant can give you that support and make everything clear.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us today. It's been super helpful.
No problem at all. Glad I could help.
And listeners, don't forget to check out ProTax Accountant if you need any help. We'll be back next time with another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.